Hi, this is Gina with your Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic. Today I'm working with the Gina Continental M7, and I would like to talk to you about using a border guide foot or other guided sewing. Let me take this foot off so you can get a little bit of a better look at it. So you can see it looks sort of like a standard foot here, but then it has these wings on either side with lots of markings, and we've got some markings in the middle. That's all going to help us sew straight lines if we're wanting to do parallel stitching. So we'll put that back on. Now you can see here I've already sewn one row on my piece of fabric here, so you didn't have to watch me do that. And I'm going to line up actually kind of in between this red line and the edge of the foot there and sew my next row. So you can see how that's going to help keep me lined up. So I'm just following along and I'm just watching over here. I don't have to worry about what the needle's doing. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. I'm just going to guide my previous row of stitching between those marks on the foot, and that's going to keep me sewing an equal distance all the way down my row there. So if we take a look at that, then you can see I've got nice even spacing there all the way along. So nice to have the lines on either side of the foot. I can line up this way depending on where you're sewing on your project, whichever side works best for you. Another option that we have, let me turn this back around again. We can use this, I have a quilting bar here, a quilting guide. This goes into the back of our ankle. So let me get down here where you can sort of see. There's this little opening back here, and it's got sort of a plastic grip inside to hold on to the quilting bar. And so I'm going to slide that in. It's got a flat spot, so we want to slide it in sort of upside down and then lower it. And you can see this will go a little bit beyond where I might be able to go with the foot. So, you know, I could, if we look at that, that's almost 3 inches if I wanted to use this line on the edge of the foot or even outside the edge of the foot over here. We'll come into this second line and I'm sorry, we're using the quilting bar. So that would be if I wanted to turn it around this way. And again, I'm going to be stitching from here, and so I could line this up if I wanted to line it up there and be a little closer. If I wanted to line it up at the bottom here, which is what we'll do this time, I'm going to go ahead and just use the same stitch that I did the last time. But now I'm just going to be watching over here. Let me come back a little bit so you can see. I'm just going to be keeping this lined up over here. Again, I'm not worried about what's happening at the needle because that does what it's supposed to do. I'm just going to be keeping my eye right here. Make sure I'm staying right along the edge of my guide there. And that's going to keep me going perfectly parallel. So this works really great if you're doing channel quilting or if you're building your own little, what we sort of call a stitch recipe. Maybe you're decorating the bottom edge of a pair of pants or the bottom of some curtains, or even making decorative bands on a pillow. Can help you keep perfectly even using one of these two methods as a guide. So let me take that out so you can take a look. And then we can see our perfectly placed stitching. So now that you know how, give it a try. This has been your Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic.